Right, I should be online. If someone already listening, the game should not start before 9, so hopefully no one's gonna miss the game. I just start the stream now anyway, in case that they start or someone can already join. It's easier sometimes. So we can talk a bit about the matchup. It's a mage again versus a rogue. The Zuke is, I think, is David, and the mage is Daniel. As far as I remember, hope I'm right. So the mage is an orc deck. A rather rushy orc deck with blood rush triggers. That means if the enemy has more damage than him, he will trigger various effects. And the rogue deck is kinda a solo alliance mixed deck with some poisons, a weapon. I haven't figured from the deck list quite what it plans to do, but it has various answers against various threats, and it has some threats. I just didn't quite see the synergies behind the deck yet. So I will be really excited to see what the rogue really does, and the mage is an orc rush, which is pretty straightforward. To be honest, as seeing the lists, I'd say the mage list looks more compact, the orcs one. I could see though that the value trades, because rogue has many cards to stop, or to even, he has a Crimson Tempest which could kill 2 or 3 minions. He could take the advantage with those value cards and then just drive it home once the mage, the orc deck runs out of cards. The quests in core are okay. The rogue can play Worthy of Passing, which is one of the best quests, which means you just exhaust every card you have and you'll draw a card for each 3 you exhaust. Now, ideally, this is not 3 resources. Ideally, it's your hero, maybe an ongoing ability, or a minion you just played out, and it doesn't matter if he's tapped or not. All those things make Worthy of Passing really good. And for those who have followed the May Contemporary tournament, where I took Matsir Mumbo Druid deck, I used exactly Worthy of Passing with ongoing abilities and a weapon which I never planned to strike with. So that is one of my favorite quests, because you draw cards for free basically. Depends obviously how you construct your deck, but you should construct your deck that way that it's free. The flip on both sides are not amazing, I think. But 4 damage to the hero is good in a rush deck. Oh, that's the Baron Blackwood has probably another. Let me quickly look up what his backside is. I'm not so much a fan of the basic hero abilities, to be honest. From block 7. No, he has no second side. Okay, it's probably one of the class starters. I think the Time Walkers all have a yeah, Horde Mage. Yeah, that's a class starter. So 1 more minute until they will start. Hey Zorn, I'm reading the chat. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm trying to focus on the game though, but I will glance over there and try to answer if there is anything. So is there a guess from those who are already viewing who will win? I just guess on the mage here, but that's also because I do not understand the rogue, and I think poisons are not very good. He doesn't run many poisons though. He runs Coat and Sash and like 2 or 3 poisons as a toolbox. So this is just me not understanding yet how the deck works, so I rather give it the one where I know what the deck will do, and I think the deck is fine. What's interesting is we see no Night Elf. Yes, you are ready to go. So, the second semi-final is going up, and we will see who will meet the Tauren Mage in the final. So we will see no mirror in the final, and Daniel will start. So obviously in core it's even a bigger advantage than in other formats. I think the more cards, the bigger the card pool is, the less going first matters. It's still an advantage, but with those limited cards, the tempo matters a lot, and if you go first, you just have a higher tempo out of the gate. The card draw is not amazing in core, so the extra card could matter at some point when you have value trades. So it makes sense to construct your deck with that in mind, that you could start second. So no quest is already never an amazing start. He has no one drop, but he's mostly reactive, so he's fine. We will see if he has a Time Walker grant. And David, does he have one? Yeah, there he is. That guy is annoying, especially in numbers. So he deals 1 melee damage to target hero for each orc ally you control. At the moment it's 1, but that can quickly go into a lot of damage if you have no answer to that. And there is no hailstorm in core. So I can't even say what EUCC should play here. I guess he will want to go for a Coat and Sash then on turn 3. And I think it would be reasonable to, if you have a Prey on the weak, you can deal with the Time Walker Grunt, but you also could take 3 damage and see what he plays next turn. As it's an Orc deck, he will surely play something for 2 mana. Alright, there's okay, this is the weapon with Journey, which grows. I played that one in the core tournament in March, I think. I'm not too convinced by it. Well, to be honest, it is a good weapon, but it's growing so slowly, and one removal and all the work is done, and you need quite some quests to make it workable. And he now placed a quest, so I hope, we know he didn't have one in first term, so he top decked the quest. So he is now dependent on top decks. So what you would do here with a Journey, you might want to place something still face down to use the Journey. Obviously, if your 5 cards are way too good, you can't do that, and maybe the weapon will just stay like this. It can at least trade with Time Walker grants. So this grant has already dealt 3 damage. 1 from his effect, 1 from his attack, and Assault 1. His ally has +1 attack in your turn. Yeah, that's evil. If there's another one, that's probably the worst thing if you have no AoE. Yeah. But you can always use the weapon to get rid of one, and I mean it's 3 cards. You can dispatch one after the other. The Caravan. Okay, so he has a quest. So he had probably quests on hand and used the first face down exactly for the reason I said you should do that. I'm pretty sure you're gonna trade now with one. It's only 1 damage you take in return, and those otherwise will do 9 damage. Yeah. Draw 2 cards and put 2 cards. So I'm not quite sure if I like this quest a lot, but if you have the Grumble Caravan, I think it's okay. Because at least it draws you a card, but I'm not a fan of it. I'm not sure what I think about. Oh no, that one is good. Great Mindstrick alike is fantastic. No, that's also, sorry, I thought it's the the Pandaren quest. No, that one is also, I don't know, I never found a good opportunity for it sometimes. It's cheap draw, but alright, 2 more damage. 2, that's already 12. It depends now really if you have something against what comes up. You know, if the mage now plays a 3-drop, so if David plays a 3-drop and he has a Prey on the Weak, he is perfectly fine. 2-drop might also be good, depending on what it is. When this is... Okay. So this one cannot live. Ideally, you don't want to use your Grumble for that, but even then, if you trade 1-on-1 with Grumble and you get another journey trigger out of it, it's totally worth it. Because you cannot just take the damage and then also take another 2 more and have another ally on the board. So I would say this is a trade here. And obviously you gotta get rid of no? Okay. So he maybe has a card to deal with Kurala. I don't think it's worth taking 3 damage to trade with the weapon. So if he has a Prey on the Weak or something else to deal 1 damage to her, it's perfectly fine. Otherwise, I just sacrifice the Grumble here. Because you're already up 3 cards on him. Okay, that's so greedy. That's so greedy. Let's see if he has an answer for it. I don't think you needed the extra card here. But if he has something against Kurala, it's nice. If he has to trade with his hero, it's already bad. Okay. I'm still thinking he has something. It's impossible to know, just not have anything. And what is it? What do you have? Okay, nothing so far, but you can't surely take here 5 damage, right? You have to have something. She just has 1 health, so she's easy dismissible. Man, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous to see what he has planned. Otherwise, he already has, as I said, the value is high because those 3 have only 1 HP, so he basically traded his hand for... Okay, there's the response. What is it? A gouge. Okay. Still, I think I would have rather traded a Grumble Caravan for it. And then now you can gouge something with Ferocity. If there is something with Ferocity. And I know he has cards with Ferocity. Yep, you could have gouged that. It's just very greedy play, and greedy play can pay off, but also, I don't know, I'd be a bit scared if I'm only on 13 life. And 4 HP, I mean, you have Prey on the Weak in the deck, but 4 HP it's not a lot. Is a lot to come by otherwise. And there's another one, so if you're on 19, there is 4 damage waiting here. You're basically on 24, so was it worth it? I'm not sure. Well, on the other hand, you would have had a Time Walker Grunt who also did 3 damage. Maybe I don't know his hand. Maybe it's okay. Maybe, or maybe it didn't matter in the end. I just thought it was super greedy in the first reaction. So if you traded this one, you didn't have a second, and there would have been a Time Walker Grunt alive. If you can deal with them here, he's Gucci with. He could play a Crimson. 5+1. He could play a Crimson if he has one in hand. Because Crimson is 6/4 damage AoE to the whole enemy field. But should you can remove any rogue ability to make it 1 cost cheaper. The problem is then you're out tapped, and if there's any more reach damage, you're basically dead. And with reach damage, I mean damage that comes immediately, like ferocity, burn. Because the hero flip puts you on 23, there's 4 more damage needed. 3 more. No, 4. 23 to 27. Oh, Xaril. Xaril is very good. But there's still 2 tuck. Okay. Okay. And now? I mean, obviously the Grumble caravans can't trade here, but wouldn't it be better to just use the 2 damage on one of the Takaras? Oh, he does anyway. Yeah. So he probably strikes back then. Has 4 damage, he could have killed the other. Again, he leaves 2 open. I hope those 2 resources are amazing. That is still exhausted. Kurala should be exhausted. Yes, she is. You can lock cards, by the way, so you don't. It doesn't untap when you click X. You just right click and lock them. Okay, quests are very good for David as he's running out of cards, and Xaril is a problem as if you cannot deal the finishing blow rather soon, then he will put him out of reach. And if you have no more cards, you will probably draw 3-4 damage. He has the warp card in his deck, so he could check for a race in the top 4, hit the warp card, and pretty much finish on that. I guess you just attack with Takara first and see what happens. Let him show his cards and spend the mana. There is a reason he didn't strike with his weapon. And that reason must be that his 2 mana are used to stop the attacks. Also, one thing I usually don't like is showing something from your hand, right? There's no reason to place the quest now. You could just attack first. Because if you're gonna attack anyway and there's nothing to buff the attacks or anything that from his hand that influences the battle, it just go. The first thing you do, just attack with the board. Do not give the enemy any more information. Okay, there will be no warp. Orc allies. Okay, in this case it makes sense. As I said, it will influence the battle. So now I'm pretty sure he has some answers. Yeah, of course. But it is good that if he had gone for the quests into warp, then he would have run into the spell shield. I'm not sure if they're aware of the deck lists of the enemy, but that would have been also annoying. So next turn everything will be ready. So you have 2 rogue now. Crimson would be like basically game ending. and his greed pays off, as it seems, because he will be on 15 damage, which is okay, and he has 7 cards versus 0. Once the board is handled, it's over. 1 card is handled. I think you can even attack. I think you attack Shaka, so your Xaril can't be answered. You want to get rid of Kurala. So you could even let a Takara live with the ping, or you can just trade with Grumble. You have so many cards. You could, and the Grumble does no damage. You could use the one with 1 damage to trade with Kurala, ping the second Takara, and kill Shaka. And then you are on 18 life. Even if that attack goes through, that means you spent no mana yet. You did nothing, the attack goes through, you go on 23. Oh no, that's too risky, huh? 23 and 4, that would be dead. It doesn't work. No, you go to 18, 21. But you still would need some something to stop a ferocity from top, most likely. Although if you have another smoke screen, you're fine. Now Daniel is probably thinking how to handle the board. Okay, I guess he has a second Xaril on the hand. There's no reason otherwise to do that. Now, what I don't understand, why is this gone? His Xaril does only 2 damage. As far as I remember, Shaka didn't receive any damage yet. Here is the trade which I suggested. I don't think... Can someone explain me why Shaka is dead? She has 3 HP. Xaril does 2 damage. He played her last turn. She doesn't have any yet. I don't see any buff here. Three. Yeah, I think it's a mistake they made, but if someone can explain me why, I'd be happy to listen. Okay, there is the quest. He's probably fishing for a gouge. But you could just attack the other Takara. Unless you have something now to deal with it. What is happening? Those are the cards. It's this quest. Draw 2 cards and put 2 cards on the bottom of your deck. Yeah, okay, got it. It's unfortunate a bit on... yeah, okay. Get rid of the Takara. 20, and you go down to 18. So he basically did what I suspected, minus the... I wasn't expecting the Xaril into Shaka. So 18, 22, you need 5 damage, which you have. 3, 4, 5. No, you don't have the mana for it. But I think you should go for your warp now. He's tapped out, and so there is no smoke screen. Just go for it. Yeah, and he does exactly that. Will he find it? 1 is just the beginning. He still needs to find 4 more damage. But he could, you know, if he has the General Nazgrim in his deck. Is there a Flames from Beyond? Yes, there are 5 damage. Blood Rush. That is only 2 damage. Ogrimmar, Heart Striker. It's not enough. But here we are already in 23. So if you would hit it again, it's GG. You could, yeah, okay, he plays Hard Strike. If he plays Hard Striker though, he gives him, with that many cards, I think you just go for the quest and try to find the other Flames from Beyond. I don't see an out otherwise. Because the issue is, if he has all mana, he has more things like Gouge or Smoke Screen, and then you can't warp or use your hero flip next turn. There's not... He goes for it, huh? Is that clever? Or is that when it was revealed? I don't think so, right? You have to play it. It's just when it was revealed. I need to see the card again. No, enters play. Okay. I mean, it's 25. And so you are in kill range for next turn with Baron Blackwood. So this is 100% kill chance for that. But if he has any smoke screen, it's annoying, and I'd not want to be... I'd personally just go for the kill. If you can. And because with 6 cards and he can draw more, he was second, so he can draw 2 cards here or use this. He can draw 4 cards and still have enough for a smoke screen. That is, in my eyes, that's too much. But he has a reason for doing that, so let's see. 3 is very expensive, actually. Not sure how I like this card. And you get 2 allies if you get the Blood Rush trigger. I'm not a big fan of it, I guess. Obviously the board is cleared. It depends now, because he goes to 23 and he's in damage rate from Baron Blackwood. So pretty much what he has to do is find another heal or find something spell shieldy. And that would be the smoke screen. I don't know if there's something else. That's your outs. So you probably trade one and then ping the other one at end of turn. Strike in his face. With 6 damage total. Maybe if you have a quest, it's 7 damage total. And then draw and try... Oh, well, obviously don't attack before you find the smoke screen. So will Danny find the smoke screen, or has he another option? I'm not sure. But he certainly has given the opportunity now. Although from David's side, this is a pretty clear way to kill the enemy. So this is a non-gamble path, while using the quest would be a gamble path. And I don't know what his last card in hand is, but if you use the quest, you're gambling. If you find the warp, it's instantly over. If you're not, you don't have lethal next turn. So he gambles that the enemy doesn't draw his answer over that he finds the warp card. It's not like it's hard to say which one is better, but it's just a risk. You take one risk or the other. And with so many cards in hand and so much draw, I would have just preferred to do the opening to the dark portal and hope to find another one. I got booted and I'm back. So he did exactly the first one. And if he didn't find, he needs to do the second one. And if he doesn't find it, then it's over. Destroy target ally with cost 4 or less. Like 4 cost is a lot, but this is basically like it depends a bit. Like expensive flips are more equivalent to actually drawing a card, but you pay more than the card is worth usually, for the fact that you start with it in hand basically. So this is a Prey on the Weak, which costs 2 mana and is fast speed, but you need to draw it while he has it on it. So you pay double the price and basic, which is what happens in that way. On the other hand, some cheaper flips can influence really well, but usually they're not worth a card from hand, or they do not have this power level then. But I actually prefer fast tempo flips, because 4 mana means drawing 2 more cards. Alright, so what will he do? He certainly has to handle the board here for sure, but that is Xariel alone can do that. And I think it's pretty reasonable to kill one and just ping the other if you have no better options. He would need a smoke screen or some other. Oh, he didn't find it. Why? Why wouldn't you draw 2 more cards? Let me quickly see the deck. Doesn't he have a second smoke screen? So there is no answer. Okay. There is a second smoke screen. So he had 3 more mana there. There's some things I didn't understand here. It's possible that he had 2 smoke screen in the early hand and placed one face down. I think that would be a mistake as you are playing against an aggressive deck and you want the smoke screen. But I can't imagine that he did that. And then he only played quests, so he had 5 more mana. He could try to draw 2 cards and for 2. But we will see. For now, David is up 1-0. And his 1 risk paid off at least. And or maybe he didn't see a path to victory. Good luck, have fun, both. Can Daniel bring it back, or will David take it too? Oh, it's definitely not a clap. It's not as fast as yesterday. And I hope at least Daniel's deck will work good enough so that it would be sad if if you go 2-0 down because in the second game your deck doesn't work. It's a bit annoying. So I'd hope at least the deck works, and then we see if the deck is good enough to win. If you lose 2-0 while going first both times, then you had a bad matchup usually. Because both are fantastic players to go there. Even you need to do a lot, so I don't think you could say there would be a big skill discrepancy. So the difference would be in that matchup and not in this playing skill. For a 2-0, obviously, where you go first both. All right. So again, he doesn't start with a quest, but we have seen last time he had a handful of quests. He did that for the journey trigger, which is a smart and correct play most of the times. Turnhall and a Time Walker Grant. Oh, the Ferocity. So this guy is dangerous, but that's also one who has 1 HP, which you can stop. So does he have something against him right away? The weapon is 3 mana. He has a Gouge. Okay. So he blocks him for a turn. You could have done it his turn, but he now obviously has a plan for his 2 mana. Yeah, and now Grumble can just trade him next turn. That was very well done. And a Gouge Engrave also means that you can activate your Crimson Tempest a bit earlier. Grumble is really good in this matchup because there is only a few. Many have 1 HP, and as I said before, if you go first, I think he's okay. Oh, more of those. Okay, but there are many options you have. And you have already card, and also David has 2 quests. Not sure if I like Escape from Dornhold, as it doesn't draw your card, it doesn't reveal anything, so I think it doesn't do anything you want. But also the quests are the greed. But again, I don't know his cards. There are not too many cards, so drawing 2 is probably good here. And if you have the caravan, still you get rid of the other orc, because the second one goes ready. So both are ready next turn. So it doesn't matter in which you trade here. Do you have something more? So this is now the chance for, I guess, for David to put him some serious damage. David is Sudi here, and Daniel is Daisuke. Daisuke 55. Alright, I'm excited. Can he leverage the boar breakfast? Because if he has no gouge here, and he has the hero that summons on Blood Rush if he attacks, that's a lot of damage for flames. Okay. Yeah, it's where the thing with those warp cards are to play, they're all way too expensive. And okay, so this is another 4 damage. You get and this is quite good card here, because gouge doesn't matter that much. You only prevent 2 damage, and it doesn't matter. The important trigger of her is to get the 2 to have the blood rush trigger, and she's basically just there to be annoying. And another 2 damage, and if you have a gouge, it's not a good target. So if you had the other one, which spawns when you hit or when you attack, gouge would have been way better. But for Ogrimmar Heartstriker, this is pretty much what you love. There's 2 gouge, so there is a crimson possibility. We need to think about that. If you have now quest in crimson, then the gouge doesn't matter, right? You just don't want to take a lot of damage. Will he have it though? If he has it, it's I think it's pretty smooth sailing from then on. He has it. Wow. That was really well set up by him. Congrats, Daniel. That was well played. Because I thought, the gouge doesn't do a lot. He plays it anyway. It makes only sense if you have the Crimson Tempest, and he does. That's a brutal hit. So you're now ahead in damage with the 2 grumble attacks, which is perfect. So there's no blood rush trigger now. You have answered the whole board. You have way more cards, you have way more draw, and you are only on 4 damage, which means you have a lot of time, and David has no cards to work with. Fantastic. I like those plays. I really like those plays where, get things cheaper, alternative costs. Those are the things I really like in Warcraft. The thing I really never like in card games is playing 1 card per turn, right? At turn 1 you play a 1 cost card, and play turn 2 a 2 cost, and turn 3 a 3 cost, and turn 4 a 4 cost. And like that, I find that a rather boring way, which is fine, right? The tempo decks, but I like it way more like this, like clever combinations, playing more than 1 card, drawing a lot of cards, seeing a lot of cards from your deck. This is just way more compelling to play for me. Okay, how will David strike back? Because he needs to now strike back. Nether Attunement, that's a very good card. But will he hit something? So if you hit a Nether Warp, you're suddenly No, it's not Nether Warp. Flame Warp. If you hit the Warp card, which deals 5 damage, he doesn't. Then it would trigger again. Okay, you have Kurula as the probably best. At least she trades 1-for-1 with a Grumble, while a Time Walker will just get traded next turn. So obviously 2 Boar Breakfast is a bit unfortunately because they do no damage and both die really easily. So should he... But if he didn't play the second, the first one just was fish food. But we will see. So that's not a good Nether attunement. You want to hit the 3 cost. But if you hit Ogima Heartstriker, it's just a 2-2. That's also not a good target. So the Crimson really put him in a rough spot. I don't know if it's hand, but he needs to make something happen quickly. And for another 2, Takara. Takara is perfect. Probably the best card you can have in this situation now. Because 4 HP is good and there's another Gouge. You already know the pain. That's so frustrating. You see the Gouge and you already know this is gonna be annoying. Is it still on the top? I don't think it should be. It's probably a bug. Oh, that's the display. Oh, I haven't seen. I've looked wrongly. So it's not a Gouge. Did he flip here? No, that's the graveyard. Where is the deck? The deck is here and here. Okay, I'm completely ignore that. Right, so, well, Kurula has to go. If you have a quest, you draw 2 more cards. Kurula has to go. Takara is a threat over time, but right now with 1 card left and 20 life left, it's not really a problem. Okay, so 1 counter, 2 cards. Does he trade here? I mean, obviously, he will never let her attack. So either he trades or he has something better. Now I would laugh if they would reveal the hand to me, but I don't know how to add a delay here quickly. And then it is just too risky for them that someone would hijack my stream and get an advantage. Okay, now let's read this guy again. So he will get a +1/+1. Ready another target ally if it did not attack this turn. Okay, he can basically give another token on something. He may heal 3 damage. Okay. So I guess he will just stay here and get a counter every turn. And then end of enemy turn you can use his ability to give another +1/+1 counter on another ally. So he's slow, but he can heal 3 damage for any counter. That's a lot of heal actually. But now she will hit. So why didn't he trade her? That is possible 5 damage. Inner Peace means if you didn't attack, you get a +1/+1, but you don't get protector from that. They have not protected. They didn't attack the hero. I mean, I get why you keep... No, I don't get why you didn't attack with them. Yeah, alright, so... this is suffering. Okay, unlucky. He takes 3 more damage. Yeah. And another 6. And he's so lucky that that would have been another 5 from the token. Why didn't you trade? I mean, obviously it's only 6 damage here, but or else, I mean, at least you could have attacked here. It's, don't know, it's just a bit wasted potential. Okay, now you're a bit in trouble. So you should get rid of Kurala this turn. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand the thinking of the deck, but for me that was just either 2 damage wasted or like that is now 6 damage and it could have been 11 damage that you didn't have to take. And you have so many cards in hand. I don't know if it's worth 6 damage. I mean, it's always threatened 5 damage, right? It always threatened 5 damage. You didn't know it could turn to 11 damage this turn, but it was always 5 damage. It's so crazy. Well, if there is no genius plan behind that, and he loses this game, and he loses it like he handled the enemy, but he loses on damage, I think it would be pretty much called an int from my perspective. But as we don't know his hand, it's always hard to say at this point. And maybe he has a dubious plan. So he doesn't even have another quest for the Grumble trigger. Yeah. So what do? You trade, I guess, here. I'm not really. Oh, okay, what is that? If this ally would be down, prevent all but one of it. Ooh, that one is good. You obviously will. With Master Shang, it will be a double block. So you will block, take 1 damage, then you will ready him with Master Shang, and he will go to 2/4. Still, just get rid of Kurala. Just get rid of her. So he blocks 2 attacks and takes 3 damage. Oh, and if she hits, yeah, okay. You use him. But now you can't use Inner Peace and you can't use Double Protector. I don't know. It's greedy. How greedy you want to be? Because the only reason you trade with him instead of the Caravan is because you want to keep the Caravan to draw cards. Which sounds for me pretty greedy. He doesn't have a quest on hand, because otherwise he would have placed it, so he kind of wants a top deck of a quest to draw more cards. And while it's good that you don't lose something and get rid of Korala, you only have one block now, so you're already guaranteed to take damage here. Well, maybe he has another stop here. There's always the possibility, but now you're already you already are in the range of the warp card and the hero flip. I think you flip the hero now easily and kill Master Shan. I mean, I don't know his hand, but if you flip now, you deal 4 damage. You have now a turn to do that, and you kill Master Shang, which takes another damage on Glohen, which is also good. And he can only block one card, and you deal another 3 damage. And 1 fire damage. And even if he blocks the hero damage, you will deal the damage to his minion. And this guy, if this guy grows, it's bad for you. Unfortunately, it's basic. So he attack. I mean, there are only 2 smoke screens. It's so weird to arguing about what to do without knowing the whole hand. I mean, you have to block, I guess. Well, you can block Takara, but okay, for 2. There is the smoke screen. All right. Okay, so he greeted in because he had smoke screen. Yeah, but now you just gonna kill the board with Shaka at least. Yeah, that's what he does. Alright, he will protect with Glohen. Yeah. Ah, man. It was still clever. I'm not sure if it was clever. Because it was still also 2 damage opportunity. If that guy gets more counters though, he can heal really a lot, and he also can trade easily. So the Master Shenji with Glow and Stone skin is amazing. We just block everything together. Question is, would you really... I don't know his hand. Would you really pay 5 just to kill Master Shan? Because next turn he will get again 2 life. But do you care? Do you care enough? He's still basically in hero and warp range. And he has used the smoke screen now. And with 6 life, you're pretty much alive. Alright. So, what is David gonna do? Okay, there is a question, I guess. Is Anne here? Sorry. Is Anne here? He is. Just not sure how active he is. But he will answer before. Oh yeah, the hero flip is each opposing. Yeah, that's perfect. You do it here. Yeah. It's each opposing. Yeah, that's bitter. So spell shield doesn't help. Yeah, and you get rid of Master Shang. Ooh, okay. Yeah, perfect. All right, I didn't see. I saw that now because I thought when he was asking for Anonymous, I thought he will ask if he can still target the hero for the other effect, and then I read it and read each. So yeah, that is it. So basically, the play is the same play as before. That's just very good, and Master Shan is gone. And you know why he's gone? because you wanted to keep the caravan. It's as easy as that. He's gone because you wanted to keep the caravan. All right. And again, if you're aware of the hero flip, unless me who didn't read it correctly, but you're aware that it exists, there was no new information. Every information was already on the board. You already knew that this could happen. So we always process the information there, but it's not over yet. I'm still thinking it was. And the turn before, he also kept the caravan, right? He now kept the caravan for 2 turns, which and Shan would have had 2 counters. All right, maybe he would not die then. You need him to die at some point, I guess. Maybe it's hard, but still. Also, you could still attack with the caravans every day, every turn. You're not winning the game by just controlling the board. If you take damage, you need to kill the enemy at some point. Right, that is very good, obviously. This will be hard to get through with ferocity. And sorry, okay. Now you're back in the game. That means already a double warp. I still think it was greedy, but you might still win it anyway. Was also the chance to not play the second. Ah, good. Now there's the damage coming. Okay. Gotta pick it up now if you want to still win this. And with 18 life and pretty much handle the board and having a soft lock on the board, there is a possibility. Right. Okay. So you will obviously attack anyway with Takara. There's another Master Shang. Whew. Okay. So, if he finds a warp, it's a good quest. If he doesn't find a warp, it's not good enough, I think. Because you need that 5 damage in now. If you're already paying 2. Nope. Well, Takara is the best card here, I guess. Yeah. Still gonna be hard now. So, there's still a possibility, right, that because keeping the Grumble Caravan, you have drawn into the cards that that now lock the game up. This is a possibility. No, it's not a 1, but it could have been a possibility. It's not 1 because he didn't draw any quests anymore, but he didn't know that it won't top deck draw. At least the damage from attacking the hero was missed, but let's not focus on that. Right, so he will block him clearly, and then the second Takara will come, unless he has something for 3 cost. So what is it? At least you get rid of the second protector here with an attack. And it's not enough damage yet to die on Tsaril. He will go down to 16. And that means he's also out of range of double warp. And you've only 1 reveal card left. So there is no way in the world
that unless you have a really evil top deck, you're going to win this over a quick burst. You probably need to deal with Saril and the both protectors and then go for the kill. Takara, Nether Attunement. Takara, yes. And Time Walker Grunt. Alright, that one is for free. You protect. Or you don't and heal it. Doesn't seem like you want to go on 21 life. Okay, that's good. Prey on the Wick is good. Yeah. This one you trade anyway with the second Grumble Caravan. This one is 2 cards for 5, which is okay. For 3, 4, 5. Ooh, oh yeah. So he draws his 2 cards, and he hopes to find another. So now the good thing is his board is basically safe at the moment. He doesn't need to. He can take the time to draw quests. He doesn't need to be aware of the enemy because he's still 2 fantastic protectors. He can even heal one, which I guess he will do, because that means, and he will trade with Time Walker Grunt. He probably tries to find a quest. Can still strike with the weapon. Then, with the last mana. So at the moment this is looking very good for Daniel. Alright, will he find the quest? I don't think he's fishing for anything else. I think he just wants to have the safety of a lot of cards. There's also a possibility to get rid of Takara if you want. To target ally or destroy target weapon. That's such a good card. That would have killed Takara, but you're not in need to kill it. So yeah. There is the predicted trade. It's another damage. And I wonder if he will heal the other Glowhand. I think, which is this. Well, to be honest, you. No, you should heal the hero, I guess. You might lose a Glowhand, but putting yourself out of the 10 damage range would be good, because let's say he has a warp card on the hand which deals 5 damage, and he finds the other with the quest that's an instant damage you can't handle. So while you board, you will lose probably 1 Glowhand then, which is okay. Oh wait, oh, now he traded a 1. Okay, then you safely heal your hero, because now the Takara is gone. Finally use the Grumble to trade. Just takes some time for the plays. So you heal yourself out of the reach range, and I guess the game is won then. Could still attack for 2 damage. Obviously you want to go to 6 attack that you can start rediscover and open your mana flow. And if it doesn't heal himself, this, I mean, Garrosh, does he have Smash? No, you prevent all damage anyway. So Smash doesn't even help against the glow ends. So I think there is, the 1 damage AoE, which I said before is probably not as good, could open the door here. We'll get rid of 2 enemies, 2 allies right away, and 1 is the Glowhand. But still, you're still away from winning the game, because there's a second Glowhand and a Xaril, which are hard to get by. Okay, 3, 6, 7, 8 resources. Probably you can even hero flip next turn if something comes down. Yep, and he will heal himself out of rage. So this means the double warp, which is already very unlikely to happen, but you want to get out of that. The other thing is, if your Borg gets handled, or if Xaril gets handled, you actually have no win condition on the board as a rogue. And is there the 1 damage AoE? Nope. And he also won't draw it. He will draw an orc, and I don't think any of the orc is strong enough here. No warp. Yeah, that's nothing. So a Blood Soul, okay. Generally 3 HP is at least a bit threatening. But now he can start healing the Glowens easily. Just sit back, strike with the Grumble and the hero and Xaril. Also not sure why he didn't attack with Xaril this turn, but or did he? No, he didn't play. Did he play him this turn? This probably. I thought he drew for 5. Yeah, he did the draw. So Xaril could have attacked. All right. So you get 1. We'll deal 1 damage here, but both will get handled. And Xaril probably should heal a Glowhand next turn, and not the hero. Your hero is safe with over 10 life, I think. There's no need to heal any further right now, and the only threat you have to, I guess there's the Blood Soul. The only threat that exists are those 3 units. There's no other threat anymore. So you just heal them. You handle his board, and those 2 are already handled. Those 2 are easily handled, and Blood Soul you can block then with the Glowhand you heal. And then it's GG. And we go into game 3. So, worth of passing, draw a card. This actually, I don't think, I think you should play a bit. Go. That is easily to wrap up. Don't need to play so slow here. Xaril into Ogrimmar. Hero into, or Grumble into the Orc Warrior. and you block Blood Soul with the Glowhand, you heal. You can even, no, you can easily strike with the hero the Blood Soul now. Or the one, you can keep your Grumble. Because you go to 18 damage, but there's just one card per turn now, and there is no card that does 10 damage. Come on, come on. Legacy of Betrayal. Well, whatever. Anything works here. So as David, you can safely scoop here. Oh, he even has his hero flip. He could have hero flip. There's so many options. There is no more path to victory for David in this game. You can scoop. I mean, he doesn't have to scoop. Surely he could find Nether Attunement into a warp, into another one of that, but still. Then he needs another Nether warp. Okay, you don't scoop if there's still a chance he doesn't heal an ally. If he doesn't heal an ally, there is a chance, because if you draw the 1 damage AoE, at least you can clear the board. And then your ferocity minions can suddenly be good. Yeah, it's probably, that's one of the last chance. But if he heals the Glowhand, how do you deal with the board? How do you get through? I guess a Garrosh is still strong, but there's the chance that he gets greedy and wants to use Worthy of Passing and exhaust his protectors. Still make sure to deal now damage. Go hit him. Go hit the Ogrimmar Heart Striker. Oh, if you hit it with your Zarvel, you're in that 1 damage AoE, that would be such a shame, right? If you like, okay, I keep everything at 2 damage and heal my hero, and then he draws the AoE for two cost, 1 damage on the whole board, and suddenly he has a chance to win again. Alright, Coat and Sash. Do you strike? He doesn't strike, so he has 2 more mana he will use. I guess you go now for the... Ah yeah, he strikes, very good. So I expect the 1 AoE damage one is useless here because there's not much board left, so I think you go for the 4 damage per turn. Just make sure you can close the one. And he does, exactly, so... Yeah, I think... Do you wanna... No, he wants to keep it. But with the 4 damage, I think he will now win the game, even if the other has a nut draw. Okay, I'm really so curious what he will heal. Because actually you even should heal Xaril here. Healing Xaril is the best. And what will Daniel heal? And. That's also okay. If it was just important that he heals a thing, so he thinks if the 1 AoE comes, Glowhand will still buy him enough time, and he's probably right. With the volatile poison, that's the correct play, and he doesn't have it anyway. So as I said, if he heals, the game is over. And with the poison, it's definitely over. The issue, so I guess he has the one where, no, doesn't make. Is there one where you have to show the orc ally except for the attack? Well, we'll see anyway what he plays now. And what could you possibly have here? Go, 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 you have one card. Ooh, a 4 cost. Okay. So that's 4 damage here, and another 4 from the attack. 21, 22, 26, 25, 27. Yeah, it's GG. This is enough damage because 4 from the hero puts him to 21, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on the board. And we all know there is nothing he can do, so he is dead on board. He has no mana, no cards. So it is 1-1. And I think it was okay to see another card, but he would have needed something to deal with the board, and also set up a 2-turn kill, which both was unlikely. As I said, if he heals the hero, it's over. But even otherwise, it would have been over. So I think Daniel cannot allow himself to play this greedy and risky in game 3, where for the first time he has to go second. I expect David to onslaught him now, because he never had a play turn 1, which is already bad if you're going second, and his turn 2 play is a Grumble Caravan, which is slow, which is a lot of value, but it's slow. So I'm really excited. I'm calling this now. I think David's gonna win, just because I think the rogue Daniel's deck is a bit too greedy, and he also played a bit too greedy. But that may be just my impression, and he might also play that greedy because he went first, or he had the hand to play that greedy. And you can't know that you don't draw a quest the next 2 turns, and that he has the +3 attack. But just after the Crimson, I thought the game is pretty much sealed, and then I think the not trading gave a way back. So he can't do this while second. He really can't. Good luck, guys. I'm still hoping that both decks work. That is the most important thing for me, that both decks work as they should work. We also see that the rogue, at least after sideboard, has a very real use case to win this match. So the matchup shouldn't... Well, I don't know how the matchup is when post side if orc goes first. So we already know there is no 1-drop, so this will be now damage incoming. Oh, there could be a gouge. There could be a gouge though, yeah. And a gouge is not bad because it sets up an early Crimson. So this could be again the path to victory for the rogue. Probably the best path to victory, because certainly the mage will flood the board early. And if you have no AoE, it's probably not... you can't handle it with just... well, Xaril is very good. Xaril can do a lot of work. Ooh, so do you want a gouge here? Otherwise, that is already evil. Is there a gouge? No, there is no gouge. Will he hit this time? Oh yes, he will. And no gouge means a later crimson. 5, okay. Let's go. No, so there are still many possibilities to win this game. Is there something? Oh, he will use that. But I think a Grumble Caravan in turn 2, as in the first 2 games, can't do that. Because that's 5 damage plus another 2, because you might have another token. Oh, this guy comes for 6 with Boar Break Fists. So 6, 9, 13 damage could be coming your way next turn if you play a Grumble. And I don't see how you come back that. You need to do something here. A Prey on the Weak would answer one of the threats. It's just, the problem is now you kind of need something like a 1 damage AoE would be good. Oh, this guy. Okay, I didn't see that one. That's good. He will die. He might not even die. Depends how you play it. Oh no, you don't die, but you prevent 3 damage. So you let that slide. And obviously she won't attack. It's probably the best card he could have drawn here. Played and drawn. And the game is much faster now, which is good. So if you play the 3-drop... No, I'm just gonna trade this. Oh, you get the trigger anyway. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, it's a bad top deck, but it's a lot of damage. So 2 more and 6 more, I guess. But if there's now Exaril, he could stabilize. Those are cards that help. And generally Protector, or generally cards with immediate board impact. That means Ferocity, Protector, Enter Play that does something, or End of Turn that does something. Or the best thing if you go second. That's 6 damage, 15. damage. Next, it will be still hard. Even with a Zaril, it will be hard. So Zaril can kill one of the... Now, Zaril has probably killed the Boar Break Fist. Yeah, he has to kill the Boar Break Fist. And then there's another 4. And the Klundark will just do a load of damage anyway. A second Glowhen is okay so far. The Glowhen is really good. It's a perfect defense card here. Especially if the orcs do not have a lot of HP. It's like if the enemy powers out with a Lord Kurtalos, at least you block a lot of damage, but you're not really handling the board anytime soon. Right, so now is there Exaril, or is there even something better? I think Exaril is pretty good here. If you kill the Boar Break Fist, you prevent some next evil turn. Prey in the Weak. Yeah, that's not as good as Zaril. Yeah, you need to decide. But that's already a lot of damage stopped. The problem is, on Prey on the Weak, it's wrong, but he is in a good position, and it kinda it icks you, but you shouldn't really weigh in. Okay, according to the difficulties that can occur at this level of game, I'm quite sure I had the pressure at this state if you like both, so So warning, not a game loss, and assume the data will declare on chat now his target. Okay, so it is a warning. No, you wouldn't get a game loss. That never. You will never get a game loss for that, but obviously the game state would be a different one, and probably a game winning state. Pretty much a game over for David. Okay, we are going on. Hooray! So will there be a gouge or not? If there's no gouge, there is no crimson. So as I said, don't reveal any information. Attack first. Just attack first. Oh, does he have the +3 attack? Yeah, I forget that. Yeah, he has the 1+3 attack. Yeah, it's like no. Why are you giving information here? It's unneeded. But of course he wants to go on now. Okay. Is there a gouge? There is no gouge. That's good. No gouge. And he has 2 mana for opening of the dark portal. He's still set up to win next turn. The Time Walker needs to be dealt with because it represents 4 damage, and with the hero flip that's GG. So you're definitely gonna need to run into the Time Walker grunt. So there can't be any crimson. If there is no Zariel, it's like if there is a Zariel, yeah, Zariel is good, obviously, but it's probably not enough. You're still taking 4 damage. You're on 21. If he hits, well, I think if he hits a warp, it's over anyway. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Now we are done. We are playing. That's good. And go. Ah, well, for him it's harder to play. So get rid of the Time Walker grunt, or you're toast next turn from the hero flip. Unless you let him live and play a Zariel to heal, but otherwise you need to get. You can't take 4 damage. Ah, there he is. That's the best card you have, and like. So he protects he can easily trade. I don't think he protects any more damage here. Or he wants to shoot and heal him. Yeah, you can do that. That means you take 4 damage. You go to 23, you're dead. You can't do that. You need to trade with him. I can't heal him. Or let's quickly calculate. You keep him alive, you shoot one of those guys. No, you shoot the Time Walker grunt. Obviously, that guy needs to die. No, he is correct. That is the only reason here. So, and now you can heal yourself and you're 2 damage off. That is still if he doesn't find a warp card. If he finds a warp card, you're dead. But you're not dead on board, which is important. You can't end the. You can't the game. He didn't use it. Why? Maybe it forgot. It's like 2 mana wasted. It's still doing 2 damage a turn here, but that is ugly. They can only attack the hero, so not need to think about those now. Unless you have the +3 attack cards, that would be so good, right? Even if you had used this, you might have found it. You might have found a warp. That might be a game deciding mistake. I'm at loss, but it's easy to make now because we are okay. Now go fast, go on. Let's get this behind us, and then you forget this. That's unfortunate. It's also like, if you ask now, oh, can I still do it? It's probably too late. And well, and now it's a different situation. But what does he have? He could still use it now, and if he finds the warp, he's fine. But 21. If you find the warp, you're 1 damage off lethal. But you have the hero flip next turn, and there is no double Zaril heal. That's... If you hit the warp, you win. You can still... Don't have to do it now. You can do it... No, you have to do it now. Okay, 2 damage. Yeah, another 2. Okay, 6 damage to go. And your hero flip is 4. If he had the... Ah, my god. What will come? Flipped face down. Ah, now he does it. There's the warp. Oh my god. It would have been GG. It's still GG. The hero flip will kill you. You can't heal more than that, right? Can heal 2, go to 24. And it does 4 damage. And it could have been over that turn. Alright, David, do you have something here? Oh, we know. No, we don't know what he... Oh, yeah. GG, unless a gouge. And... Yeah, GG. Well, that was something. But at least the game 3, you see, it took 10 minutes now to basically, after all this, now after this talk, it took like 8 minutes to quickly finish it. And so we have Orc versus Tauren in the final. I think if you see this, there is no way the Rogue wins. This was basically at 3 cards he wanted to see. Maybe Xaril a turn earlier, but that wouldn't have saved him either, because he is now on 4 damage clock, probably. And then he wouldn't have got rid of the 3. Oh, he had the Xaril in the hand, but he needed to get rid. That makes sense. He had the Xaril, and obviously he then placed the prey on the... Yeah, if you think... He most certainly had Xaril on the hand, but he can't play them because the 3/3 is on the field, so he needs to play prey on the weak. So it's obvious now in hindsight that he probably really wanted to kill that guy. And the warding is the correct ruling here. And then next turn he plays Sarah. So he had all the cards he needed, but there was no path to win. It certainly was just no path to win, because as I thought, the deck going second will have a hard time, and that's exactly what happened. Alright, so David will face Zolt in the final, which will be Mage Mirror. Thanks for bearing with the games. um, I I think that could have that could have been better for in terms of all this the pauses. Also, I think some plays were incorrect, but